It's now time for another review from the Armies of the Hobbit for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. Hello and welcome to yet another video here on the YouTube channel STF Wargaming Studio. My name is Andreas Norwegian Viking and this is my review from the Armies of the Hobbit for the Middle-earth strategy battle game, the Azog's Legion list. So this is of course the first list I'll review. This is episode 1. I got some feedback that people wanted more evil lists this time around, so I'll do it in the order. So I'll do evil first, chronologically from the book, and then I'll go around to the good side, chronologically from the book. So you can expect when to get these. We will release at least one a day until we've done. So yeah, let's go through it. So Azog's Legion, of course, released in the There and Back Again book. Originally, well, released in the Desolation of Smaug supplement from way back. But yeah, you'll see that there is less changes in the Hobbit book than there were in the Lord of the Rings book. Obviously these rules are newer. Most of them were updated in There and Back Again, so you'll have a newer set of rules then again. So most of the more radical changes have been done from the original Hobbit book, the rule book. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. So Azog's Legion is historically allied with Azog's Hunters and the Dark Powers of Dol Guldur. They're also conveniently allied with the Dark Denizens Mirkwood and Goblin Town, as well as Moria. So this army may include Azog, Bolg, Gundabad Orc Captains, Goblin Mercenary Captains, Gundabad Orc Warriors, Gundabad Berserkers, Gundabad Trolls, Cannibal Trolls, Troll Brutes, Ogres, Warbats and Goblin Mercenaries. So no real change as to what you can take in the army. And the army bonus is, let the legions come forth. If either Azog or Bolg is the leader of your force, then they gain the Master of Battle special rule. So either one, whoever is the general, will get the Master of Battle special rule, which is fun. It is a very cool rule, Master of Battle, and can change tactically quite a lot. So the first hero we'll review is Azog. So Azog is still the same amount of points he always was, or at least was in the There and Back Again supplement. I'll always compare this to whatever the rules were last when they were released. So I'll not do a review on the temporary document that was available on the Games Workshop website. Just by the way. Here is an Orc. Comes from Gundabad, of course, so has the Gundabad keyword. He's infantry, hero and hero of legend. Still the same stat line as ever. And he is now armed with sword and mace, so he has both. He can do heroic marches, strikes, strength and challenge. Obviously challenge. He has access to the signal tower, the white warg, the stone flail and heavy armor. An important change is that the stone flail now costs double the amount of points it did earlier on. So it's a more expensive flail, and I did think that it was slightly undercosted previously, so I tend to agree with this. But it has the same rule as before. There's been a couple of wording changes on the signal tower, but nothing that makes it radically different. But the White Warg has finally gotten fell sights, just as I argued that it should have for quite some time, and most opponents have tended to agree that it should have fell sight, so have allowed both me and others in my community to play the White Warg as having fell sight. But now this has been amended and everything is good. When it comes to Bolg, no changes to Bolg. He is a hero of valor, So Orc Gundabad, infantry hero, and a hero of valor at that. He has access to heroic march, strike, strength, and challenge, just like his father. And he still has the Morgul Arrow special rule, the Bringer of Death special rule, Ancient Enemies, and Burly. So he is, and he makes everyone in his army, all Hunter Orcs and Hunter Orc captains, gain the Morgul Arrow special rule. So it's good. When it comes to the Gundabad Orc captain, also has no changes. It's a hero of fortitude, so it can lead 12, and has access, as every captain has, heroic march. Goblin mercenary captains, no real changes from there and back in at all. It is a hero of fortitude, so it can lead 12, and again it is a captain, so he can lead, so he can heroic march. There's been a slight wording on the mercenary ambush. Other than that, just to clarify what they really mean. But other than that, it's the same. When it comes to the warriors of Azog's Legion, we start first with the Gundabad Orc warriors. Same as always, they've exchanged the ancient enemies with Ancient Enemies Dwarf and Elf, because that's become a core rule. And they still don't have access to pikes, which is a shame. Because when the original book for the Desolation of Smaug was released, they had pikes. That was FAQ to spares, and the models have spares because they're short. But in the movie, they are most definitely pikes. So I'm slightly disappointed by that. The Gundabad Berserkers have no changes at all to them, as do the Gundabad Trolls, not that I could see. So they're still the same amount. Catapult Troll, also no real changes I could see from there and back again. And then you have the Troll Brute, which has had a change. It's now +1 fight, so it's now fight 5, which is fantastic. I really like both the look and feel of the model and the way it plays, and now it can actually win fights with its fight 5. The Ogre, the Gundabad Ogre, has gotten a -1 to its shoot value. And the Relentless Advance rule has had a clarification. So they've included a model with a special cannot be compelled or commanded over friendly models if it is forced to charge as part of that magical power. So so yeah, it just adds in the old FAQ to this book, which is nice. It's always nice when they include stuff like that. Next up we have the Warbat, which still doesn't have a model, as does the Catapult Troll. Only 2 models that doesn't have an option. In this, well, the Signal Tower doesn't have. But elsewhere in the book, which is cool to include, is that in the Battle of the 5 Armies scenario, you can clearly see a base for the Signal Tower, and some magicians on the internet have figured out the base size for the Signal Tower, which should be 200mm round. So go and convert. Which is fantastic. So yeah, the Warbat is the same as ever, but it does have fly special rule. So what I find weird about this one is that it still is listed as having move 12, albeit having the fly special, which gives it move 12. So I'm thinking that might be a mistake, that it should have a much less, well, much lower movement value, because now it can move 6 inches through wood, and that doesn't make sense in my mind. So we come to the Goblin Mercenaries. So the Goblin Mercenaries could previously be included in other warbands than the Mercenary Captains. Now they can't. So and that is very, very good. Not just for this army list, but also for the Goblin Town army list, which prevents kind of cheesing it up, as it were. So I think that's a good change from the previous list, and it also makes it so that you could just buy the box and you'll be happy with that because it comes with the captain. You don't have to have a captain lying about and not using it. So so that's a good change, I think. So that is basically all the changes for Azog's Legion. Now, I've used Azog's Legion quite a bit, both in tournament play as well as scenario play, and I really enjoy the army. It is a fantastically put together armies with loads of Gribblies and loads of cool infantry. So what I would like, and I'm very sure that Kev and Dave from Shadow and Flame, I'm very sorry, just blanked out a bit there, would agree with me, as would others in the community, that we would like the Gundabad Orc Cavalry option for this army, although they are historically allied with Azog's Hunters, and you could potentially just proxy a armoured Hunt Orc for them. I would like them to have the option in the army, so that might come in a supplement later on, but I feel like there's a missed opportunity putting it on there, because there are, as you can see on this double spread, there's a whole page free to put in that option if you would do that, and I think it, because you can see it in the movie, so that's one thing. And the other thing was, I've forgotten. There was one thing I thought was a missed opportunity, but I forgot. Oh well, please correct me in the comments if you can think of what I'm thinking of or thought of. But yeah, I feel like this is a fine army. It has good base troops, it has a good bunch of Gribblies, and it has very, very good heroes. Albeit the flail costs double the amount, not necessarily a bad thing, because I always felt like that was a bit underpointed in my opinion. But it's a good army. I really want to paint up my Goblin Mercenaries to play with that aspect of it. I really want to see the Warbats and the Gundabad Catapult Troll come to fruition, because those will be fantastic minis. If you've seen what Forge World has produced lately for Middle-earth, I feel like when they're done producing stuff for Gondor War, I feel like that might be the next thing to fill out what is missing from The Hobbit, because there's not much left. There's nearly no models left filling out. So, so yeah, I hope they will do that. But that's it for this review. Please join us next time for another review, and that will be Azog's Hunters. So join us for that. Until then, I've been Andreas Norwegian Viking, and this has been my review of the Azog's Legion armies from the Armies of the Hobbit for Middle-earth strategy battle game. Please comment, like, share and subscribe, and do consider supporting STF on Patreon using the link in the description below, as it is a fantastic way for you to support our efforts here at the studio, and it gives us the monetary means to expand, improve and give you more cool videos each and every day of the week, or when we post. So if that's at all interesting for you, please click on the link in the description below and give us your support, but more importantly, support your hobby.